You can make your pepperonis different sizes, or you can make them all equal, whatever you like. I like to put one like kind of on the side as well because when you slice your pizza, you didn't necessarily slice it right and leave a whole pepperoni, right? We're also going to put some mushrooms. Mushrooms are really easy. All you do is kind of like a semicircle. And don't forget, these are cartoon mushrooms, so we're not trying to make it look like a real mushroom. So you do that little shape and then you do a little shoop like that. So really easy to make these little mushrooms. Let's put one on the side as well. You can put them wherever you want. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but I also put like some little onion or pepper slices, whatever you want. So kind of like just like a little shape like that to imitate some sort of a vegetable. Otherwise, you won't have much on your pizza. And it's not going to look as interesting. Now, I'm always adding this little thing on the side, kind of like if it was like the melted cheese. You can do it on the bottom too. So it's like the cheese is melting off your pizza and it makes it look a little bit more realistic. Again, at the end, we're going to go and erase all of these little lines like that, but we can do it just at the end. Add some little dots to our pepperonis. And you could add more vegetables if you wanted. I personally, I think that this is good for me. And now we're going to make the little ears. So you don't want to get it straight off the edge, maybe a little bit like almost at the edge, but not quite. So it's like a rounded off half triangle. Try to get them as equal as possible. Now we're going to do the eyes. So the eyes, again, I'm going to do the same principle where I want to do my circle so that they look as round as possible. Don't center them because you're going to need a little bit of space for the cheeks. So get it a little higher than low. That's what about here. Yeah, sometimes when I start my circle, it's all wobbly, but the more confident I go and the more I press, the straighter it becomes. All right, now we're gonna do the little mouth. So you start in the center and you're just gonna do a little, like if you were doing a mustache almost. Little smile. About here, I wanna do his little cheeks. And you wanna do those little flashy things in the eyes. I don't know what you would call it. I guess the light reflection. So I do one in the upper corner like that. That goes about to the middle of the eye, I would say. And then another one there. I also like to add as if they had put some basil leaves or something like that on the side. So you put one little leaf there and one little leaf here. So now we can go ahead and erase all of our little extras, but that's pretty much it. So this is our cute pizza. And as you can see, anybody can draw this. Even a child could draw this without a problem. So if you have kids, you can show them these little drawing tutorials. You can teach them if you're a teacher. You could do it as a little art project at school. Just super easy drawings to do. We can add a little reflection here, something like that, to add some interest. But that's pretty much it. A little later on, I'm gonna go get my markers. I really like King's Art markers. You can find the link for the markers that I like to use in this video. If you go to my channel, no, actually, I don't think the pizza one is there, but if you look at any of my videos where I'm coloring, you'll see there's a link for the markers that I really like to use. They're called King's Art. I got like a pretty big kit, but the one that I recommend on Amazon is like 48 markers. I got one with 96, but with 48, you've got plenty. And I really like them because they're the dual tip. So you have like the fine marker point on one side, and on the other side you have the brush, the paintbrush. So you can fill in things really, really quickly. All right, so let's go on to our next drawing. Okay, so next we are going to do the avocado. These are so much cuter when they're colored. I almost feel like doing them and then coloring right away, but I don't know if you guys just want to learn to draw. You would have to leave it in the comments and let me know if next time you want me to draw and color right away, or if you want me to just draw and forget about the coloring. Anyways, I really like to hear your comments. So for the avocado, you're going to start off with a really basic shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. If ever you don't like your shape, you can always start over afterwards. It's almost like an egg shape. But again, there is no perfect shape because there's no two avocados are alike. I don't know if you ever noticed, but they're all different shapes. So I think that no matter what shape you made, it really wouldn't matter. So you start off with your first one. I feel like this guy's a little thin. I kind of like my avocado to look a little fatter. So let me go and fatten him up a little bit. I don't want no thin avocado. All right, so now you have your first one. Just going over the line here a little bit. You're gonna repeat this line, but at about this distance. This is just to show the difference between the peel of the avocado and the green stuff inside. You could do it a little thinner. I just like to give it about this thickness because otherwise I don't have enough space to color it in. Doesn't matter if they're not equal. I'm doing these at an angle, so it's a little hard for me to get the right perspective of dimensions. So now that you've got your two lines like this, you're going to go ahead and give him some hands and some feet. So just whoop, like that. Another whoop. And for his little feet, you can either do the rounded or the squared off feet. Let's just give him little rounded feet for this time. That's pretty basic. Let's give him a little leaf to add a little point of interest. All right, now we're going to give him his little avocado stub thing. So you just do a little circle and a line like that. And then let's give him another leaf coming out of here. All right, pretty set. Now we can do his little belly. I'm gonna just give myself a little guideline, because at some point with all these circles, it's a bit confusing as to what I want to put where. So the eyes are going to go in here, and the little belly is going to be centered here. So this is, the belly is basically the seed, the avocado seed. I don't know if I'm breathing really hard today. If I am, I truly apologize. I've been really sick this week, and I'm just getting over it now, but I can feel that my breathing is a little difficult. So you have your seed here in the middle, and you're gonna go ahead and make a second line just like you did here, but not as thick. So we have our little belly there, a little light reflection, makes everything funner. Let's do our smile right now, because it'll help us gauge the size of our eyes. You want to have space for your eyes, right? Okay, so let's make the eyes about here. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Little technical difficulty. I'm gonna need a better setup for my phone for sure. Sorry for the noise. Just gonna add a little bit of tape. Hopefully I can fix this technical glitch so that we can continue. Sorry about that. Hopefully that'll hold until at least the end of this video. At the end of this drawing, I think I'm gonna take a break and come back maybe in 15 minutes so that I can do a better setup, because something has gone technically wrong. I'll also go get the markers so that we can color these little guys in. All right, so we've got our eyes, we've got our smile, and now right here on this line, we're gonna give him a cute little cheek. These little guides help me to put them as equal as possible. And again, we're gonna put the little reflections in the eyes. The reflections really make a difference when you start coloring this in. And we can add some cute little stars, which are really easy. How easy is that? And there you go. Now you have your little avocado man or woman or child, whatever. No preference. And we can go ahead and erase all of our lines so that all we have left is our drawing. I really love this little guy. Okay, so I'm gonna log off for a few minutes. Give me about 15 minutes to fix this setup and I will come back a little later. I hope you guys did enjoy this first part of my live stream.